Well, hello. Thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. And because of the snow and the bad weather, and also that I didn't get out today, I thought I would do a wee bit of in-house church history for you. And so I'm going to show you a few things that I have picked up during my travels. And the first thing I want to show you is this here. And it's actually Elizabeth I, and it's a sixpence reproduction coin of the period. And it says there, Elizabeth I reigned 17th of November 1558 to the 24th of March 1603. Reproduction sixpence coin, originally minted at the Tower of London. And of course, that's where I picked this up, in the Tower of London. And I have to turn it upside down here to let you see the bust of Elizabeth, as you can see. And I'll also show you the inside. And that's the back of the reverse of the coin. So it's great to have this. And as I say, I picked this up in the Tower of London. And I'll just read a few of the inscriptions to you. It says here, known as mill money, this coin was produced in a screw press. Despite the superior quality, the machine was inefficient compared to striking by hand, and production was stopped in 1572. And then the inscription says on the front of the coin, Elizabeth, by the grace of God, Queen of England, France and Ireland. And then on the reverse, it says, I have made God my helper. And so that's the coin, as you can see. And there's another wee picture there of Elizabeth I. And it says, Elizabeth I, daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, was born at Greenwich Palace on the 7th of September 1573. Her early life was traumatic, not least because her father executed her mother, Anne Boleyn, at the Tower of London, and her half-sister, Mary I, had her imprisoned for conspiracy to seize the throne during her reign. And there's the wee press that they used for the coins. And you can see all this in the Tower of London. It says here, Queen Elizabeth I was celebrated for restoring the Tudor economy. Her father, King Henry VIII, had reduced the purity of England's silver and gold coins to fund foreign wars and an extravagant lifestyle. His actions caused huge price rises and public unrest as people lost faith in England's coins. To put things right, Elizabeth I ordered all old coins to be brought to the mint, melted down and remade into new pure coins with her portrait. It was a difficult undertaking that Elizabeth herself described as a bitter medicine, but slowly trust was restored. And so that's the back of the coin. And then that's the front. So it's pretty cool to have this, I have to say. And as I say, I picked this up in the Tower of London. And the Tower of London's fantastic. If you haven't been, if you're ever in London, you've got to go. But although it's fantastic and the crown jewels and all's there, one of the best bits for me was just a wee simple gate known as Traitors Gate. Traitors Gate really took me back in history. It was like being back in time, because Thomas Cronmere had actually been taken through Traitors Gate whenever he was on trial for heresy. And of course, he was executed. But another thing I want to show you here is another coin. And this coin is actually during the time of the Williamite Wars. It's a reproduction. It's actually a reproduction of the real coin that is in Schomburg House, where I picked this up. And as you can see, the bust is of William III on the front. And you can see him, you easily recognise William by the nose, because the bent nose was William's trademark, as you can see. And that's a picture of William then at the Boyne in July 1690. So pretty good to have this wee coin as well. And I'll show you inside and the reverse of it, because on the reverse of it is his wife, Mary II. And so great to have this wee reproduction coin as well. And it says there, William and Mary. Mary Stuart, excuse me, Mary Stuart was the daughter of James II and was married to William, Prince of Orange. William was Dutch and regarded as a Protestant champion in Europe. William and Mary were first cousins and married in 1677. Whenever the actions of James II were seen to undermine the Protestant throne in England, William was asked by establishment figures to challenge James for the throne. He successfully did so. And of course, that led to the Glorious Revolution, and it also led to the Battle of the Boyne then over here. And of course, the Glorious Revolution of 1688 took place in England. And there you can see William and Mary. And that's a wee bit of history there on the Glorious Revolution. And so great to have that wee coin, reproduction coin from the Williamite period. And so that's, again, another great wee memento to have. Now, what I want to show you here, these are fantastic. And I picked this here. This is a map. It's the Williamite Trail, it's called. Basically, what it gives you is all the sites connected, or most of them anyway, connected with the Williamite wars in Ireland. So it gives you the whole of Ireland. It gives you the Boyne. It gives you the Battle of the Boyne. It gives you the Break at Dromore. It gives you Hillsborough, where William signed the Regium Donum. And so it gives you all the sites. And this has been a great help to me in my travels. I've been to a lot of these places, and I actually hope to go, coming up to the summer, I hope to go to a few more on this map. But I've actually revisited a lot of these places as well, only this time to record. And so it's fantastic to have this. And again, this map is no longer produced. They're talking about reproducing it, but it hasn't happened as yet. So I'm definitely holding on to this one and not letting it go. So that's the Williamite Trail. And also then you can see the wee picture of William III. But these here are cracker as well. These are brilliant as well, because what we have here is the history of Scotland, the history of England, and also Guy Fawkes. And I picked these up in York when me and my friend Jim were doing a wee bit of history over there in York. And so it was great to pick these up. I've had these a good while and I've really enjoyed them. Now, they're not in depth, but they certainly do give you a flavour of the history and the kings and battles and stuff like that. So it's very good. This one here is the history of Scotland. I'll just mention a few things on it and not be too long. For example, it says there, at the top there, it says the Celts from Central Europe. So it says the Romans under John Agrula, I think, or Julius Agrula, I think that is, defeat Pictish tribes, and they were the Celts from Central Europe. And then it says the Scots are Latin. This is 260 to 400. Scots are Latin, which is Scoti or Raider, originally from Ireland. And so the Scots were originally from Ireland. And then it says in 398, St. Ninian converts southern Picts to Christianity. So there you are. And also then in 500, Fergus Mac Irk, king of Dalriada in Antrim, he establishes a kingdom of the same name in Kintyre. So there you are. And I think actually that Fergus is the same Fergus who built Carrickfergus, who is the name from Carrickfergus comes from. He didn't build Carrickfergus Castle, but it's said that he before the castle was built, that he died there on the rocks. But that story is actually disputed. He was meant to be coming there for a cure for leprosy or something that he had. But it is disputed, that story, so whether it's true or not is another matter. But anyway, then we see there Columba, 563. He arrives at the island of Iona from Ireland, and he founds a monastery. And there's different things there as well. William the Conqueror. What else is there? 1542, birth of Mary, Queen of Scots at Linlithgow. I've been to the Linlithgow Palace where Mary was born, but I haven't been inside it. That's 1568, Mary imprisoned by her cousin Elizabeth I. We looked at the wee coin from Elizabeth's time, or at least the reproduction of it. What else have we got here? Mary, Queen of Scots, executed, and that was in 1587. And so you have a lot of, there's the old pretender, James Francis Edward Stuart, the son of King James II. And then the young pretender, his son, Charles Edward Stuart, Bonnie Prince Charlie, he's better known as. So that's the wee bit of the history of Scotland. And then we have a wee bit of the history here of England as well, which is fantastic. And I'll just let you see some of the inscriptions here of the people. As you can see, there's old Henry VIII, James I, and also there's George, but also that's the late Queen, Elizabeth II. So that's the late Queen Elizabeth II. I'll let you see some of the inscriptions from the Scottish one as well. So you can see, there's the Bruce, and that's Mary, Queen of Scots, James I, and so forth. So that's another one on the history then of England, which is fantastic as well. And there's 1066, the Battle of Hastings. And so it mentions the Battle of Hastings as well. And then this one here is of Guy Fawkes. And of course he was executed for treason. It says there, Guy Fawkes to be executed for treason, 31st of January 1606. And it's where we get the wee rhyme. Remember, remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot. And so that's a wee bit of the history. I'll just read a wee bit of this out, tell you. Why the plot? It was during the repression of the Catholics under James I. During 1603, a plan was put together under the guidance of Robert Gatesby, a Catholic gentleman of aristocratic lineage, to blow up the House of Lords and the King when it sat in session, and form a new Parliament. They would place barrels of gunpowder under the chamber, blow up the King and Parliament, and then put out a call to all Catholics to rise up in the cause of liberty. Guy Fawkes was to light the fire for liberty, and the date would be 5th of November 1605. But of course the plot was foiled, and there you can see a wee drawing of some of the plotters, Guy Fawkes. And of course, if that plot had been successful, and a lot of people don't realise this, there would have been no King James Bible. Because King James Bible is actually sanctioned by James I, who would have been in Parliament that day, and also some of the men that worked on the King James Bible were in Parliament that day as well. So it's amazing how history works, isn't it? Because in the providence of God, I think, because there definitely would have been no King James Bible if that plot had been successful. And of course, the King James Bible has been a great blessing for about 400 years or more. Of course, it was printed in 1611. And so thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail, which has been an in-house history trail today. And I hope you have enjoyed it. Again, if you enjoy the channel, then please like and subscribe. God bless.